dark journey.
It's amazing off one episode, just one episode saying we're back. We've jumped from Zoom to StreamYard. If that does not tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, about who we are.
Well, I mean, if we're going to be back, we got to fully be back, I think. But my God, it's good to be back, I have to say. You know, a lot of things coming up, a lot of things have happened. Um, our airtime hasn't been as consistent and as consecutive as it once was. So it's like before it was like easier to manage. You'd have like the afternoon events, the night events, morning events, and then we talk about it. And then every day would kind of repeat. This we have like weeks in between. So it's like what happened, what didn't happen. We had wrestling, we had, we got stuff in the news going on, we got media stuff, people, the Grizzlies are back. They're back like us, for crying out loud.
Oh, I heard that. Oh, did that make anyone else's skin crawl reading that?
Honestly, though, I was kind of bummed because I wanted to start a show called Vic Knows Best. And now I can't because they're going to go back with the Grizzly Knows Best.
And of course, and the American public would just eat it all up, like always.
You know who must be bummed, though? Like somebody like Martha Stewart, who kind of like, did that crime that she did, had to actually go to jail, didn't get a pardon or nothing. And then it's like other people that know presidents are getting off.
Wrong president to ask for a pardon.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Friends are pardoning friends, and that's what we're going to get into. I mean, what happens if Vinnie Mac gets a pardon from whatever happens, if things get really total? I mean, you hear Laurinaitis now saying he's willing to cooperate against.
Wait till P. Diddy gets a pardon.
Diddy, is looking at serious crimes too. And he might get a pardon.
It's just crazy. I mean, it doesn't. We see the Diddy case. It doesn't feel real. It just feels like more like entertainment. Like this couldn't have fucking happened.
Oh, it's definitely an entertainment style trial. I mean, don't get me wrong; these are real crimes, and I feel bad for the people that he's abused. Nobody should have to go through that. But whenever you have a celeb, it becomes a bigger case than it need to be. I mean, look, remember the OJ case? That was huge.
That was huge.
But at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that murder their wives.
There's a difference.
This is the same thing. There's a lot of people out there that are doing disgusting things to females, trafficking this and that. We just don't hear about it because they're nobodies.
It's just there's a difference of OJ, killing his ex-wives and then boyfriends there killing him. Then everything you're hearing on what happened during Diddy's parties. I've been to several Diddy's parties. I guess I went to bed. I got passed out drunk, took home a honey when all the bad shit happened. I don't know. I never seen anything like that. I never saw any minors.
Yeah, but for a while you were called V Diddy, but not for nothing. I don't think minors were involved in this case, were they? I don't think it had anything to do with minors. I think it just has to do with a lot of freaky ass sex.
Well, Justin Bieber.
Well, see, here's the thing. It's like three parts, okay? A bunch of people can go to an island and have wild sex if they're all 18 plus, and that's cool. They can all do drugs while doing that. That's cool. What's not cool is if the people don't know they're getting drugged and having wild sex. Now, we did a horror show a while back called where, taking advantage of these women every night by making them forget.
What's the movie called?
Blink Twice.
Blink Twice.
We talked about it when we were doing the comparisons and talking about some other movies. But it was about basically a rich guy that was bringing in a bunch of rich people that were bringing in, females to an island and using different methods of drugs and something to make them forget. Every night they were taking advantage of them, raping them, abusing them, and every morning they'd wake up cherry forgetting their trauma until one of them actually remembered it by way of snake venom, and this caused a chain reaction of events to occur. But it kind of reminds me of that. Somebody in power taking advantage of many people, but then it's also we're talking the corporate chain. Diddy wasn't just a Joe Schmo. He was a business.
True.
It was an
Very
empire.
true.
Point. It was a big New York record company. Notorious B.I.G. All these people. Of course, if you're want to get into the industry and into the business, it's just like wrestling. You hear all these stories of people doing all these things, and 90% of it's true, and they do things to get ahead. Now, is it right? No, but depending how it is proposed. Let's just say you're a female actress and I'm a male director, and you want this role. I say to you, hey, if you sleep with me, I'll give you the role. That scumbag move, right? That's shit. That's garbage. I'm a shitbag. I'm a piece of crap. But you, the female, if you come up to me and go, hey, I really like that role. I would do almost anything. I, if I blew you, would you give me the role? And I say, yeah, you know what? That's a fair fucking trade. And we're all over the age. Then all of a sudden we're making a deal. We're making a trade. We're not it's not me saying, hey, you want to get ahead that you have to do this. The Jericho proposal is kind of similar in that sense. Now Jericho gave a proposal, but in a way that he didn't force himself. He didn't. He took the answer that he was given and walked away from it. Was it wrong? Yes, but could he have been worse? Much worse. He didn't do that. He just was like, okay, whatever. And in his head, he was probably half drunk and half joking. But I'm not saying that's excusable, but it's the kind of shit I'm talking about. But now you're hearing, stories of assault. You're hearing stories of Diddy hitting people, physically harming them, punching them. I heard something about knocking a woman upside her head, because he didn't get what he wanted. Now we're talking about, physical abuse and a whole other set of issues besides just sexual adventure.
The lifestyle of the rich and famous. Hollywood's all is all corrupt, anyways. Everything in Los Angeles is all fucking corrupt. Being controlled over the Illuminati and everything. It's just.
You believe in that? You believe in the Illuminati?
I absolutely do.
And you're not part of it?
No.
Why?
Because I go by my own rules. I don't get told what to do.
The cookies in the Illuminati are some of the best cookies you will ever receive.
Why, when you're the king of sin, why would you want to force this with an alumni? That's just.
I know, I hear you, but the thing is yes, Hollywood is corrupt, but it's not just Hollywood; it's entertainment industry in a whole. It doesn't have to just be out in California. You got corruption out in Connecticut in the wrestling industry. I mean, is there much?
True.
With the whole Janelle Grant. I mean, yes, it was civil and it still is civil, but I think when Lauren Knight is willing to kind of turn, it might turn the tables away. And if more suit, if enough evidence is presented, the word sex trafficking was. And again, we also don't see Brock Lesnar returning, which again, if this was all just bullshit and hogwash, I think Lesnar would have been back by now. He's a cash cow.
The WWE kind of like does it to themselves. And I'm not talking about the company itself. I'm talking about the wrestlers.
They do, but
Then.
I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting because in that article that I read, it didn't just say bringing down Vince McMahon. It said bringing down Vince in WWE, which means that maybe that other people within the industry or that organization knew about what was going on, participated actively, and actively assisted in, you know, the sex trafficking of Janelle Grant. And this becomes a much sinister term because it's like, as much as you want to acknowledge wrestling's past, you want to acknowledge, the ring boys and move on and acknowledge this. Can you acknowledge a company that's actively involved in a sex trafficking scandal that probably is as recent as a year ago? I mean, that's kind of a question. I mean, you have to ask yourself and honestly think on it, and that goes for anybody. I'm not going to ever, shame someone and just watch it for its face value, and that is great too. I honestly, I don't hold that against them.
It's all about just acknowledging. Like, yeah, I watched WWE.
I wish I didn't know half of this shit. I wish I was just a dumbass fan that could just watch it at face value, be like, that's good or bad. But when you do know, I think it becomes a little bit harder.
And what NXT did the other night was a complete curveball, which I thought was cool. The new NXT Women's Champion, you thought it would be a squash match. Wasn't a squash match. We had a new champion. But what the WWE needs to understand, this is common sense. Common fucking sense. If I was a wrestler, let's say I was a female wrestler, hot body, big tits, you know about the lawsuits going on, but you're still the WWE. It's not happening to me, Then you read about the toxic tweets the fans put out and the sexuality it puts out. Why in the blue hell would I want to be part of Natalia Neidhart's yacht party in a freaky bikini, dancing around, acting like la 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 la, knowing that there is a toxic fan base that would take shots at you, would take jabs at you, would take sexuality, all that shit. Why would you expose yourself to that? I mean, if you like wearing something like, like a throwover or something, okay, but full on ass cheeks out bikinis. Acting like college girls, like drunken college girls. You can tell those drunken. And the funny thing is, I know people are going to say, well, it was coming from their personal Instagram accounts. They were just taking selfies themselves, blah, 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 blah. There was one shot where you saw a fucking camera there that was not a fucking cell phone for selfies. It was looked like it was a fucking production. Why would you put yourself in that situation?
I don't know if I necessarily would.
No, it was like company ordered. Other than that, why would you put yourself in that situation? That's what I just want to know. Why would you put yourself in that situation? I mean, Cora Jade's still clapping back at fans, making fun of her about her body and shit like that when she left NXT. Say, why would you put yourself in that situation? Cora Jade figures she'll do her OnlyFans. Have people pay like $20 a month so she can insult her. Okay, it takes one insult, then you get fucking banned. Okay. But it's just like, why would you put yourself in that situation when you don't have only getting paid for OnlyFans or something? Get something out of it. Be fans, fine. But it's just, why? They looked like they were having fun. You can tell a couple of them were drunk as hell, but
I mean that's the thing. I don't know.
So there's a common sense say, hey, and Liv Morgan was there. She was wearing shorts and a long sleeve shirt or something like that. That's okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, wrestlers are people, and they're just people, and outside of wrestling, they're normal ass people that just
But so the world of social media, every action has a reaction. You
Oh, I
can't.
get that. I mean, once you have a spotlight on you, what you do outside of that, entertainment aspect, people are watching that too. That's the downfall of it. That's the downside. I mean, that's what killed Princess Diana. The paparazzi following her ass around.
Oh, Princess Diana got killed because she knew about the pedophilia that was going on
Before
within.
social media, at the end of the day, a wrestler could go out and could go do whatever they want, and if somebody saw them, okay, but they couldn't take a picture of it. They could tell a friend maybe, and maybe a friend would tell a friend, and it would become a tall tale. But there wasn't like a photo or a video or cell phone footage of millions of people. I hated that about Wyatt Six. I love. You didn't charge him $1 million. You didn't take advantage. You were being genuine. But I hate the fact that the photo gets around social. Like back in the day, maybe you take a Polaroid or something. Not everybody would see you show your friends. The internet kills wrestling. We know that. It kills kayfabe. It kills that all. There's not without. I mean, there is a way to hide it. You can have fun with it, but they want to see what's behind the closed door. I think more than ever, they want to see what do these people do. That's why you have reality shows, with celebrities. That's why you have like Ms. and Mrs. So people can see what's the Mrs. really like.
Yeah, but that's a USA Network. That's production. Like, I don't want to sound like a boom. I do not want to sound like a 47-year-old stick in the mud. I don't want to sound like that. If you go talk to Victor Muscat, that was pretty cool. You see like good-looking girls, hard bodies in their bikinis, stuff like that. That was cool. That was cool, the personal side. But when you go to Victor Sin, the man that knows business, you think to yourself, you're putting yourself wide open for fucking criticism. Fans fucking shooting venom at you. Fans, think that it's okay to sexualize the girls. How is that good for business?
Oh, I don't believe sexualizing wrestling in any extent, unless you put it this way: if wrestling is your fetish, then get into fetish wrestling. Watch wrestling that's made for that. There is adult entertainment that has wrestling that's made for that. They put in moves and stuff that that are made to be more risque, and there's a market for that. I don't think sexualizing the hardworking men and women on television is a smart or good idea. Um, Again, they're not coming out there to get your dick hard. They're getting out there to get you to cheer and boo and to entertain you as a pro wrestler.
Who knows with a lot of pro wrestlers these days? Maybe they are doing it to get their dick hard.
I don't know.
You don't know.
But okay, and then but what I'm saying is like the Attitude Era, right? They legitimately did this on purpose to have sex sells. Let's get the boobs. Let's do this to get people fucking horned up. A lot of skits had to do with that. Wrestlers had to. You had that. There's not one character right now that you could tell me that's supposed to be coming out to get you horny or sexualized.
It's just making it sound like it was like a personal, always take a couple pictures, whatever, and you saw that fucking camera. You're just like, is Natalia fucking having like a fucking like, is this a Diddy party? You have cameras fucking around as it's like, what the? Because that was not a cell phone, or that was a big fucking. That was not a fucking personalized camera. I'm sorry. Just be fucking honest. That's what I think my issue is. It's like you try to pass it up one way, and you see evidence that's like, wait a second, no, that's not. Makes you wonder that what was it company ordered? I don't know. Hope they have fun. Hope the backlash isn't that severe.
Well, what do you think about them moving everything back to Vegas? I mean, they're back in your hometown here, you know. Now going back to back, because obviously it's a cash cow and they get a tax break, and there's all sorts of other ways of making money. People can gamble on shit. Um, High VIP packages, high stakes rolling. Sleep deprived fans fucking spending absurd money for photos and meet and greets. I mean, there's a whole ways of making extra money in move. What do you think?
Well, obviously, they're trying to follow the footsteps that I created.
Well, yeah.
Obviously,
I
but
mean,
if you but besides that, besides
way back in the day, yes. Originally, it was live from Las Vegas, Nevada. Here it is, Mr. Victor said.
what people need to understand, and they need to get in their minds quickly, professional wrestling is entertainment. That's all it is. When someone says something about numbers or whatever like that, who the fuck cares? Are you making money from it? No. What benefits you gain from it? Oh, I get a click. You're broken.
With it being entertainment, do you think that we take a lot of shit then too much to heart, like all the sexual scandals and stuff, and we just need to like not worry about it? It is what it is. They a bunch of rapists and weirdos.
Yes and no.
I mean, there's always lines, obviously, that everybody has. Some shit I don't care about. Some shit I do. You know, racism, one of the big ones. You know, sexism. You know, discrimination, sexual harassment is a big one. You know, even in the workplace, you see that happen. That might be the line you draw where you step in, either telling the person to stop or going to management, etc. I mean, I guess it's everybody's personal line and where they feel comfortable in it and what they believe. I mean, because right now, I mean, a lot of it, nothing has been factualized.
I understand what people are coming from about how we should either be pro or con WWE. Pick a side. We can't be like talking about their events, saying like, "Hey, we saw this event, put money into pay-per-view shirts or whatever," and then say like, "Oh, they are a piece of shit company." Blah 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 blah. I see their points, but the bottom line is that makes us different from the rest. We are about business. We are about money. From a money point of view, we look at this is going on with this company, that's going on with this company. But we also know that it brings in money.
Let me ask you something. Why I got you and that hit was wonderful. You guys got live rosin up in Vermont? I'm up there.
We
You
got
guys
what?
get live rosin?
I'm sure I could find them if I. That's the thing.
Like the dispensaries carry it?
Probably. I always go in there. I know I'm like get vape. I don't really.
You don't play with the concentrates. No, if you ever get the live rosin, I have to say it's some amazing potent.
No, I wanted to look at like machines and shit like that because I remember the old school machines.
One of these little rigs, and it's very, there's no banging, no torch or nothing. It's all mechanical, but.
See, I wanted then life came up, kids came up, and I couldn't like indulge or anything like that. But I do want to do something because remember the first when you did dabs and did rosin, like the machines before, it was like you had to heat it up down below, like fucking crack.
I do with the torch and everything, and that's why I just love these electronic ones because it's just like the vape pens and everything else. It's like, oh, and much more just easier, but it's also better for you're not heating fucking glass or metal up. No,
I went to a festival one time, and they had like this guy doing like free dab samples. You had different types of rosins, and he worked on tips. So it was one of the nights I was with my dad, no kids, no responsibilities, do what the fuck I want. I had to drive. That's the only thing I had to do. So we get there, and we knew that I had to be away a couple hours for me to come down a little bit. So we gave the guy $20, and everyone was doing like dollars, stuff like that. So the guy sees a 20, buddy, what can I get you? Because my father never did dabs before, so I got him. So I did my hit. He did his hit. He couldn't even do the whole thing because it was like brand new to him. He was good, but it was just but it. What is it? It's like one hit. It's like a full joint, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've been hitting this off for a bit, but yeah, it's like almost like it's like a joint. Yeah.
Because what I feel like people don't understand is when we get our creativity, we don't just like sit there with a cup of coffee and then well, some we might do sometimes and it's like, what can we do today? No, it's usually in the evening. We smoke some, our minds calm down, and boom, what happens? Magic.
I mean, I'm smoking in the morning because I mean I get a lot of anxiety in the morning, and as people do know, it helps with that. And like I said, the live rosin, this one in particular, is for that. It's a nice, good hybrid. But if I was getting into creative, I would honestly go towards this one, which is the Deterra. It's like Gerber poison times some other kind of it. And yes, I'll sit there and I will, not be in pain, but also have the patience to go through and create wonderful videos. You've seen some of the shit I've come up with in the last few weeks. It's been pretty good, I would say, and only getting better.
Because because I understand that on YouTube, I got a notification about this the other day. When I see a YouTube notification, right away I think to myself, what fucking now? No, it was just like an update saying like, hey, your shorts are getting a lot more views than your other shit. Okay, that's fine. I'm still gonna do the Empire. I'm still doing the Diamond. I have Donner Dome, the NFL coming out soon. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna capitalize on this. I'm gonna create a short program. You've seen a couple of my numbers as shorts. I
Yeah,
hit a
you're
couple
doing good.
thousand, hit 21,000. I'll find a sponsor for the short program, so their logo will be, at the end of the shorts, or it might be in the corner. Haven't decided yet. Thing I gotta wait for is my strike to run out in July. Because they only let me do 5 videos of 5 shorts a day.
Oh, because of that strike.
That's right. So once that happens, and I can do my regular programming and have a short program, sky's the limits. But until then,
Gotta wait it out.
for a strike that I still don't understand what I
They
got for.
didn't tell you why.
You didn't tell me what. And I didn't say I didn't do it. I was just like, what did I do?
What did I mean? Why the first time was the sap? Was that it? Or was that a totally different page?
That was the second channel. This is my third YouTube channel. If anyone wants to know, this is my third YouTube channel.
I remember when the original one got taken down. That was a shot to the heart.
I almost cried at that one. The second one was just kind of like
Second one was whatever. This one's more of we need it as necessity. I mean, I got a strike recently too. I honestly don't know what for. I don't. It says for a wrestling video, but it was an independent video and it had a name on it that I do not recognize. So it wasn't a local promoter and it wasn't a local wrestler that put out the claim. It came from my camera. I haven't been to any shows that say don't film.
mm-hmm.
I have no fucking clue what it is. I just took it. I went to try to appeal it. I did all that appeal shit, and then it said error. So I didn't even try that again. And then I could contact them. And I didn't even want to get into it because I'm like, I hate the confrontation because I don't like to deal with people. Last time I got a strike was for some because I didn't read the fine little print in the video saying if you use any of my videos, please add my name. And then there was one video I made and I used like 3 seconds of this dude's skeleton on a green screen. Next thing I know, I got a big ass strike. So I write to the guy. I'm like, hey, I'm really sorry. I didn't see that until
Till it's too late.
oh, tisk tisk, you knew the rules. And I fucking, he left me with the strike, and I was just fucking heated.
You know the rules. Well, uh, bad business.
It's all bad business.
How much money do you make off that?
Off what?
Off that short that you got a strike on? Probably nothing.
Well, it wasn't even a short. It was, yeah, no, it was a short. Nothing. I don't make any money on shorts right now because they only honestly pay on my shorts if they hit over 1 million. Otherwise, they don't even pay me pennies.
Yeah, so it's something that you use. You didn't see the fine print. Okay. You
I,
didn't
I,
make money off it.
I use shorts because shorts drives in fresh subscribers and fresh viewers more so than long term content.
He probably saw your number of
Not every
subscribers.
one of my shorts is knockout. A lot of them aren't. A lot of them don't get a lot of views. Once in a while, I hit 1,000, 16,000, 30,000. Earlier ones hit millions, but it was a different time and different era. People were in pandemic mode, and people watch a lot more YouTube. And the world was a little bit more different. Everything was a little bit more different. But you know,
He probably saw the number of your subscribers and it was just like felt like intimidated. It's like, oh no, he's bigger than me. Fuck him.
at one point they would. Oh, I couldn't see their account. I just saw a name. So like I don't know if they were. It's not a promoter, so I don't know if they're like a management company, media company, or whatever. If they own the rights to whoever, I honestly don't know. Or if it's just a way of saying "fuck you, Versace."
Hey, this is a way to fuck you. Our shit doesn't sting. Just like Ron's sap.
It could be just somebody who just wants to fuck you. I've made enemies, unfortunately. Nobody does. Everybody does. But I tried not to. I tried to go through everything with friends. I didn't want to make enemies. There's nobody I actively said, fuck, I can't stand this person.
Then again, someone probably know who we were. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't understand. The prior the TV, this version is gonna be different. Before we took everything, any snapback, anything we took personally. Now we understand the world is full of clowns. So we're just gonna sit back and have fun the way we do it. If we think you're an asshole, we think you're an asshole. But if you fire back, we're not gonna respond back because it's just like it is what it is.
Well, yeah, pretty much. But, that was then. And there is still, there is people, like I said, you try to navigate without enemies. You try to make friends with everybody. There will be people that are out there. There'll be legit people that are, trying to screw you. Or there'll just be shit that came up or circumstances that popped that really, weren't supposed to happen or bad, issues. Even the way that we kind of met was just wrong circumstances with wrong fucking people. We didn't meet under friendly circumstances. Hey, how are you? It was like total war when we first met
Yeah.
because we was in the wrong circumstance with the wrong thing at the wrong time. But had neither one of us been involved with that, it would have totally been different.
But then again, the first time around, like our hearts were slowly breaking, seeing what how independent wrestling was.
Well, I think so. We had a clear picture of a lot of, a lot more prettier picture of it. And again, I think we lost sight of that. It's our business, and business is always business, and business is about money.
Yeah,
And not to lose sight of that, but they're in, and everybody is in to make money. Great.
absolutely, 100%.
They can have all that, but the mighty dollar sign is coming first. And people can say what they want, but
People can say what we want, but we signed the check.
yes, there's people that wrestle for free, and yes, there's people that are out there, but nobody's putting on a total show just because hey, I want to lose 10 grand because I love wrestling.
Yeah.
There is people that mark out for themselves and rent out halls, but that's a whole other topic, a whole other subject, and a whole other thing.
Well, before it was like doors are open, anyone could come in. This time around, anyone can come in at any time, I should say. This time around,
You need that VIP card, kid. VIP card.
the slate's clean. But if you come on and we don't see any numbers rising or anyone going like, oh, like I was just gonna throw a wrestler out there. All due respect, I have for this guy. I just gonna throw your name out there. Nothing. This is not a jab. We'll see Jay George. He comes on the show. Numbers stay the same or drop. They don't bounce. There's no spike. Someone like that probably won't get an invite back. Because what does it benefit from us?
I mean, when I ran VSW, I would check back with people interventionally, like 6 months or a year out, and see how they're doing. And if they hop back, only like 2 people ever came back. But I only tried to get people once and one and done's. Um, but no, I get what you're saying. If the people aren't popping, why are you going to make an effort to bring them on?
So you get a shot. You get a shot. I don't
well,
care.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I've had guests that have charged me money that I thought would be knockouts, so they said they would be knockouts, and it got very little views, or nobody cared, and then they didn't even share the episode, so nobody even knows they exist, except the people that are viewing me. So it's like I get where you're coming from with that because I've been burned. I've also had things pay out well. I've had free episodes that have gone through the roofs, through the
Yeah.
fucking charts.
Before we would like reach out to these people, say, hey, you want to come back on again? You want to come back on again? Now, if any of these people come on and say, like, hey, I want to talk about a big event, blah, 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 maybe. But it's like, we're not going to chase people down anymore to come back on if it doesn't move numbers.
Well, yeah.
But if they reach out to us, say, like, hey, big event coming up, and we have nothing going on a certain day or whatever, that's a case-by-case decision. But sorry, folks. I mean, playtime's over. I mean, business needs to be made. I mean, we took time off. We rebuilt the empire. We rebuilt everything, and we have financial backing for everything right now because we took the time. We studied. We didn't go like go 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 go. Took everything personally. Go 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 go. Balancing family. Maybe we should have done this a while ago. But now we are back. We are back with a business sense as fans on all sorts of different subject matters. Just because our political views don't match doesn't mean that we can talk football. We can talk about what's going on in the Bellagio. We can talk about all that. But the playing by the rules and being everyone's friend, we're not a charity. We don't help charities. I mean, well, we do help charities, but we are not a charity ourselves anymore. We will treat you with respect. You treat us with respect. That's it. You say fuck you to us. Now, if we got some juicy dirt on you, we're not gonna just do an episode and say like fuck you back. Those are done. It's a new time. It's a new era. It's a new Victor. Why Victor Sin? Kid, I'll be honest with you. I lost my fucking mind. I fucking lost it. And now the sinful one is here.
Tell you, if I don't lose a vape a day, I don't know. The world might be coming to an end. Every day I lose my vape somewhere, somehow. Today is no different. Yeah, I know. I was just smoking the other thing, but the battery died. And it doesn't really give a lot. Like it kind of takes a lot. But I was looking. I got this really nice live rosin pen. And I'm just looking for it. Don't know where. Typical life of a stoner, right? Always losing something.
Like Victor Sid right now has a plan to start something called the Sky High Lounge. Very
What's
similar
that?
to the strain, but it's just like regular podcast episodes like we're doing right now.
What do you do?
Sit back, smoke a bunch, say what we're smoking, then we talk about what's new in the entertainment world.
Kind
It's
of
like,
like your lounge.
yeah, it's like a lounge, but it's just like the purpose is. Well, I know you. I mean, Mr. Stone over here doesn't care what episode we do; he'll be smoking. But it's just people can come in, sit back, smoke, let's talk. That's something I've bring Jay George on several times. That's a plan I would, but just
I've
straight
had
up serious.
I've had wrestlers and people come on that will smoke before or after, and then I'm like, you can just smoke on my show. It's like, oh no, I can't break kayfabe. That I don't do that on cam or whatever. Well, I don't do that in that presence.
And then you'll
But
be
they
just
would probably come on and involve themselves in something like that where it'd be dedicated to it. I like that. And then you get like some music going or something, or a video or a movie playing.
yeah. I mean, it could be a fucking just watching a damn movie, watching fucking something. But the goal is, if you want to be a part of it, you must be indulgent. That's it. See how that goes. But like I mentioned before, why you had to get up and do something, we are we are above the normal. We are in a different level. People has rules of podcasting about has to be like this, has to be like that, have to act like this, have to be like that. We are not like that now. We will have episodes where we talk horror. We'll have episodes that we'll talk about marijuana. We'll have episodes talk about I don't know what type of toy paper P Diddy's wiping his ass with these days. You never know because we are entertainment. We are the kings of entertainment. You must understand that. We are not just podcasters. We are entertainers.
Well, yeah, you've made that very clear in the beginning that you're an entertainer, not a podcaster. Even on the business cards and so forth. And I mean, there is a difference. Just like there is a difference between honestly a sports entertainer and a pro wrestler because sports entertainment there's a little bit more flair and jazz into it. You can go wrestling, you can be fine, but you can be very boring. You're just playing your role. Wrestling, you got to put on a little bit of life and glamour. You got to be the best of the best of the best. It's like Hollywood, You got to get there. You got to be the best actor or actress amongst wherever. But I get that. We do go above beyond, and we do things a little bit different. And honestly, that's what makes it fun. Otherwise, it'd be just like any other show or any other podcast or any other freaking, you know, um, channel. It would be the same. Um, the fact that we do have a very laid back kind of chill format, and then like the next day it might have like an intense interview, and then change it up to something else. I like that variety. I think that's a good variety show.
It's our world. That's all. It's our world. Welcome to our world.
What about all the cool stuff that StreamYard has on the side that you can do and stuff?
I mean, if
It's been like a minute, honestly.
speaking about a minute that we haven't talked about is I'll give people details when it comes out when it's set. I know that you know what I'm talking about, but the Flash or Cash.
Oh yeah, flash of cash.
I am taking my time to provide 5 wrestling questions. $20 a piece. You can bail at any time, but if you get one wrong, you lose the money and 5 minutes.
5 whole minutes? Jesus.
5 whole minutes.
2 minutes or a minute. 5 minutes is a long ass
And
time.
maybe 2 minutes. I haven't just, but I do, out of the 5 questions, I do have 3 locked.
3 questions, 2 minutes, bam.
Yeah, 2 minutes. Yeah. We'll even have a timer going or something. I mean, but these are the ideas that we have.
Well, yeah. What is going on now with this computer? Oh, okay. I mean, it is.
Especially Victor Sin doesn't have to answer anyone right now.
No.
So let the Titty Tuesdays fly.
Well, I think it's going to be, like I said, a different run, different time. It's going to be a little bit of a different attitude. And it's going to be, something that people should check and tune into. If you thought last time was interesting, I think this time's going to be twice as fun.
Oh, this is gonna be a trip. This is gonna be this a fucking. We'll do vlogs. We'll do all sorts of shit.
Do whatever you want. You're a free man.
And we're accepting sponsors.
Well, that's all. I mean, we take care of sponsors because we know what it's like to be one. We're not going to screw anybody. No need to. I got to plug this in. But, there is smaller channels than other people because I've had that question come up. Why the hell would a sponsor want to, or anybody want to dump money into, a podcast or something that's smaller? And granted, it goes a little bit more than just what you talked about. It's like I've seen what you've done with other sponsors. You bring them to the next level. You don't just take their money and say their name. You help produce them and promote them and get them to where they have to be in the right standard to be successful.
Because what you mentioned before, why invest into a podcast? We are the virtual entertainment capital of the world. We are much more than a podcast.
But people are gonna always ask that, because I've gotten asked that before, or people have been like, "I'm not that desperate or this or that." It's like, but I know if somebody comes to you because I've seen you do it before, and they want to, they want to show them, say they got a show, and they want to, get their show more of an audience, and they know that you've got numbers. I've seen you, watch their show and be like, help them fine tune it, help them do intros and make their show more better. Offer them tools. You offer people StreamYard access. You've done things to help other people that have sponsored, the networks. So I mean, it's a little bit beyond just say, hey, we're gonna talk to you every episode, and you're gonna, give us this much money. You do go above and beyond.
Also, it's like you get a week of sponsorship, $30. A month is $100. If you want to do a day, we talk about day figures. We work with people. We don't have set prices. We work with people.
Well, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, every bit kind of does help, especially if there's an overhead. But you are willing to work with folks, and that makes a difference too. Because there's people that can afford different things, or there's some people that they want to do what they want to do, but they don't have all the funding. They don't have the big cash flow that they can dump in. But if you work with them, I mean, they're still can produce really good shows and do really good stuff. I don't know. Sometimes you got to take a chance on people. You know what I mean? And we've always been about kind of opportunities, especially in the earlier days with the network. We took a lot of people, and I think a lot of people screwed us over too. But again, different episode.
Also, everything goes towards the network. Everything goes to the show. Everything goes. I make my own money. I do not need extra money in my pocket or anything like that, or try to slip my. I'm not like some people in Massachusetts promoters that for $100 be like, "Hey, it's 130, so I can slip a couple bucks in my pocket." Everything goes back into the Sin City.
Yeah, no, I get that. And that makes it more enjoyable too, because you know where it's going. It's not, hey, I'm donating this, and then yeah, it's going, A, Y, and Z. Um,
What I need is a cameraman. Definitely.
man, I can do camera. What do you need to film? What do you
No,
film?
just some of the charity things I go do. I had Victor Sin, which he's gonna Wyndham County's gonna be like, who the fuck's this guy soon enough? But anyways, when I started making the scenes, you know, camera person would be nice. Like his speeches or whatever, be nice.
That'd be good. That would be nice. I mean, what you need is you need an intern.
Maybe in a year or two, my son would be able to do it.
Um, a nice intern, someone that wants to learn the ways how to start an empire, follow in your footsteps, and they'll film you and learn from you.
Yeah, he's kind of following my footsteps, not really.
Who?
Michael.
Well, your son, yeah, but he can't be your film guy. It'll be hard. Kids are great, but they're very bad at the camera.
Yeah, especially if the phone has cell phone, not a production fucking camera. It has YouTube. 6-year-olds kind of
Need a
distracted.
production camera, otherwise, yeah, they're gonna shut the film off and play on the YouTube. And you'll be like, "What'd you get?" And they'll be like, "Oh, look, watch this show."
They fucking blippy. What the fuck do you record?
But yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. I have to say, and back in the right atmosphere with the right tools and the right setup for success. I think we will have fighting chance again. You know,
Oh, definitely.
although the odds always seem to be in Victor Sin's favor, I have to say, because the house always wins.
House always wins. The house always wins. Maybe if people give us
bulletproof vest.
me,
Yeah.
no, it's like sun's out, guns are out.
It's just from the point of view and the glare, it's like it looked like a Teflon vest. I'm like, he's got a vest on. Shit. I know you got some heat, but I didn't know it was like that. I'm like, damn.
You know me too well, don't you?
Hey, wherever there is, I hate to say it, but wherever there's success, there's always going to be someone trying to snatch it from you.
Always remember, trolls are underneath the bridge.
There might be some South Korean assassin after you that wants that spot in South Korea, and it's like, I finally found this Victor Sin.
I heard something that Marcus Man's gonna become the new Slam World Champion.
Marcus Man needs to come to America.
If that's the case, we gotta definitely reach out to him.
But he should come to America.
No, well,
Like, wants Marcus Man in like GCW or something?
Who wants to come to America these days?
You should bring him. You should bring Marcus Man to Blitzkrieg Pro.
You see, if I bring anyone like that into the country, it would be Blitzkrieg. And it's just known as I want to show them that I came from trying to scrape together $100 for a sponsorship to boom.
Bam, just bring it in, flying in Marcus Man, put him in a hotel, having him fight CPA for the world title.
I don't care what people say, like, what's $1,500? I don't fucking care. Fine, give me a table.
That luau is looking great. People can say whatever they want. The luau is looking great. With what? Priscilla Kelly versus Charles Mason. You got CPA taking on Cruel for the title. I mean, and there's much more to be announced. It's going to be a wild show. And we were at the luau last year. It was a great time.
It was.
You can't take that away from me. And who knows? Maybe the Rock and Rager would have been a great time too, had we been there.
The only thing I do not like about the rollout is the venue.
Oh, in Edenfield?
Enfield. I don't like the venue. I mean,
I like the venue, but the way they had it set up with the meeting, with intermission to meet the wrestlers and stuff was tight because it was just like, okay, and then it was just like boom, 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 boom. Lines were just everywhere.
It was tight. It was also
it was tight. It was tight.
You couldn't get pictures taken with anyone really.
No, because the next person was right there, and it was kind of hard. I kind of like, I mean, if we want to talk about like setups, I like something similar to like Limitless does pretty good. I like how everybody kind of comes out and sits on the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can kind of go over there, see what they got for merch, and they'll take a picture right there. Focus Pro's got tables. People just sit at tables or they're around the ring.
Fuck the pictures. Next time Victor Sin goes to these events, there'll be a camera rolling.
Well, yeah, I mean, keep a camera going. Why not?
There'll be a camera
from Mystery Man giving out freaking copyright strikes.
They can do whatever the fuck they want. But you can't box with God when he's on top of Mount Olympus.
No, you can't. No, you cannot. Oh boy, what a Friday! And it's only it's only 11ish.
It's only 11ish.
Well, my wife had me up at 5, so it feels like already a half a day is gone for me.
I was up late last night putting together content.
Up late, woke up early. Like it's been a day already. Got a new mattress coming. Had to clean up stuff in the other room. Got all this stuff going on.
Lame.
Wrestling Focus Pro. You're gonna see, a bunch of great matches. World title being defended there. Manny Arias taking on Danny Miles, which honestly is gonna be a good fight. I'm actually excited to see the Pariah. They're not in the country a lot. I think they were in GCW recently. If you don't know who they are actually Ray Ripley's cousins. They're going to be wrestling, and that will be a good match. I'm hoping to meet them actually. That's pretty impressive. And it makes you think, because they're from, they wrestle in Australia. That again, wrestling's worldwide. Like you were talking, Mark is a man, and the Nordics. Wrestling has different sets and different styles, and even taken more serious in other parts of the country. To be honest, when we had Starbuck on, and when we have those guys on, I get a different feel when I talk to them about what pro wrestling is. I feel like I'm talking almost to a boxer or to somebody that is a little bit more or less carny orientated, because theirs didn't start from a carnival. It started from somebody with a passion for pro wrestling that brought it to their country. It wasn't necessarily a quick cash grab.
They treat it like the art.
It is. It's treated
like the cash grab.
Where around here it is too, but then you got a whole bunch of people that treat it like a quick cash grab. Oh, let's start a promotion. Let's do a show. We're gonna make big money. Everybody's gonna come out. We saw that. We've seen that with BWA last year. Joe, for whatever it's worth, he had a lot of dreams, but they were bigger than what he could actually do, and he thought it would be quick turnovers, and it's not. It's a very slow game if unless you get lucky or have the right roster or have the right funding, and you get the right sponsorships lined up. A lot of it out of the pocket.
Maybe we would do like a annual Sinful
one-up show, if you were to do it in the podcast name or in the show's name, and it would be something special. And we had like the guests of the show come on, and the wrestlers that we've interviewed, and other people, and just made it a show. I would say yes, that's a great idea, because at the end of the day, it's not to really make millions of dollars. Whatever we make would just be dumped back into the podcast anyways. But also, it would be a way to get the name out there. The fans would come and say, "Hey, they're more than just a podcast. They're more. This is entertainment. Entertainment at its finest."
Whatever money I put up, I get paid back on.
Well, you'll probably get paid back. But you have to realize that sometimes wrestling is a loss. Unless you line it up right and do the sponsorships right and get everything paid for.
If okay, let's say you drop. I know our hours up, but let's say we drop 2,500. Okay, and I get 17 back. I wouldn't consider that a huge loss. I would be like, okay, that's. But if you put up 2,500 and you only make 500,
Well, now you've lost $2,000. If you've only made
yeah,
500, I mean, but again, I mean, you put up 2,500. I don't know what you're selling tickets for. I don't know what the venue looks like. I don't know what else is going to be included in that. But you run the show. You might break even. You sell merch and people love the shit. You might make more again. You talk to indie guys, and a lot of them will tell you, they don't make the big bucks off of the booking. Booking is sometimes a loss. It's the merch sales and the shit that they get to sell. The T-shirts and the gimmick stuff. CPA selling the ties. Perry Von Vicious selling dolls and toys. It's a lot of money that gets added up, and there's people that make good money every weekend from just that extra stuff.
yeah.
If VTV had a whole line of shirts and different merchandise that was getting sold that would make you break even or go above into the green, then yeah. But again, you have to put the effort into it. I mean, the effort wasn't there last time to market the shows properly. To market properly, you have to pay for advertising and pay decent money to get it seen. You know as much as I know that social media is a busy place and there's a lot in the algorithm. To get into somebody's algorithm, you got to pay, and it is a little cost. You're not going to spend 10 cents and think you're going to go miles on miles.
Also, you need all hands on deck promoting.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You really need to push the sales and get into people's DMs and kind of be not, I wouldn't say aggressive, but yes, aggressive. You want to get your core clients in there,
Fucking
and
send
then
a flyer. Make someone's
and then
DM, put a flyer up there or something in there.
you
Boom.
want to make sure that you know that a certain amount of people are coming to this thing, and you don't want to you might be a little pushy. Instead of saying pay at the door, pay ahead. Just where kind of how much you got coming in prior. Is it going to be a total loss? But I'm going to tell you right now, don't pay off the gate. Whatever you do not pay off the gate. Make sure that you have the money for the show and the guys, the ring, everything all ready prior to you walking into that venue. So if you were to lose all 2,500, it yes, it's a loss, but in Vegas, a loss is a loss. You could lose it on the slots, but you don't want to have to go in there and tell them they're short because the gate didn't make money and now you can't pay because you were expecting X, Y, and Z to show up. That's when you run into trouble. That's when shady business, and those are the promotions to stay the fuck away
Yeah, we're one sponsorship away.
from.
And
but
Dane's look good for the sponsorship, so
but you have your money set aside, and you don't have to worry about the gate, and everything is just what it is, and you take it as it is. Then I mean, it is what it is. But again, you'll get your name out there. People that go there, you'll have a show. If you have it filmed right, you'll have a nice viewership of it. That you can shop with. Put it on YouTube, make it into a Blu-ray disc, 4K. Do whatever you want with it. Um, you know, you'll have all sorts of stuff you can do. So, but yes, the hour is up. Again, though, we are back, and we'll be back again soon. I don't know. We keeping it to Fridays for now. Is that the deal?
who knows?
Well, for now, we'll say it's Fridays. But if we pop up sooner, well, then we popped up sooner. I mean, that's the way it goes. That's the way the dice has rolled. Thank you, everybody, for watching, though. VTV.